If you're familiar with my YouTube channel, you've probably heard me mention this about 100 times. Yard drainage and how important it is around your property. So today I'm going to show you how I'm going to install SDR 35 drain pipe in my own yard. So you're probably wondering, what the hell is SDR 35 drain pipe? Well, this is it right here. The SDR stands for Standard Dimension Ratio, and the 35 means it's 35 times its wall thickness. It's green, so visually you can identify it, that it's used for drainage and wastewater systems. And yes, this is going to be my first time ever installing this type of pipe. Before we can start putting the pipe in the ground, one thing we got to do first, we got to dig a trench. Hey Teresa, you done with that trench yet?
No, not done yet.
Chop chop, you know, I got a video to make here. While my lovely assistant Teresa is finishing up digging the trench, I'm off to Lowe's because Lowe's seems to be the only place that's really well stocked with SDR 35 and all the fittings I need to get my yard drainage installed. I got my drain covers right here. I got couplings right here to join the SDR together. I got my 3-ways for the vertical risers, and I got the long 90s for all the corners. So here's the reason why I'm installing the drainage. As you can see right here, I got my new tough shed in. You probably saw that video. If not, there will be a link for you to see it. I had this slab poured and it pitches this way, so water will drain right to this side. So I'm going to put a drain right there and slope my grade towards the drain. I'm also running it this way along the rest of my new poured concrete. I don't want this to settle and crack on me, so I'm going to put another drain right about here. And I'm going to come around here and make another turn, another 90-degree turn. And I'm going to put another drain right over here. And then we're going to put probably one here and right here. So I think I need a lot of drainage right along this little corridor right here. So I'm going to put 3 drains there most likely. And then no drains here. It's just going to drain all the way to the sump basin over there. I know. A lot of you are wondering, hey John, why don't you just put a channel drain in here in front of the garage door, dummy? That's going to get done later on, after all this concrete is removed and I re-pour a whole new driveway. As always, you're going to need some tools to get this job done. So one of the first things you're going to need is a trench digger. This here is a 5-inch wide by 12-inch. This is the perfect size for a 4-inch pipe. Right here we got a Milwaukee hacksaw. I do suggest you use a metal blade. Metal blade is great for cutting PVC. I would get like at least a 6-inch blade or maybe a little longer. Klein tools, 6-foot level. You're going to need this for, you know, making sure that you get the right pitch on your pipe as you're installing it so it drains properly. You're going to need a 25-foot tape measure, a Sharpie to mark your cuts, and of course safety glasses when you're using your Sawzall. And as you're assembling your drain pipe in the ground, you're going to need to use the primer and the cement for all your joints. Because I need a 90 there, a 90 here, a 90 there, a 90 there, and one more down that corner. That's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got 5 90s and I got 5 couplers. So now I'm going to glue my coupler to the 90 and get that out of the way. As you get a bell end here, we're not going to put the coupler there, we're going to put it on this side right here. So that's going to slide on there. So in order to make sure that's in all the way, let me show you how to take care of that. Inside the coupler, you'll see there's a ring in there, and that's right down the center of this piece. So what you want to do is measure inside here, and you'll see that that is 1 3/4 inches, and mark 1 3/4 inches right here. One on that side and one on this side. So when you apply this, you'll know that it's in all the way. Now I'm going to take my primer and cement and I'm going to connect the coupler to the 90s. This is a good time to put on some rubber gloves. Okay, so what we're going to do is hit the primer on the outside here, all the way around. Should put it on there good, nice and even. Take one of your couplers, only one side, not both sides, just one side here. And give that some primer as well. Okay, we got that done. Now let's take our cement. Just a heads up, I did not like using this blue cement. It dried too quickly and it was kind of sunny on and off, so when it got dry, it just got tacky and it made it really hard to install the fittings. So I went with the clear cement. Slide them together all the way up to that mark you made with your Sharpie. There you go. Now you know it's all the way in. And on these you can actually see inside, but when you get to the other pipe you can't see inside, so making that mark is a good habit. When you do put it in, always keep a little pressure on it for a few seconds. Sometimes it'll want to separate. So I'm going to do this to all the rest of them, and then we can move on to the next step. Okay, now I can put one of these 90s on the SDR 35. 1 3/4 inch. Any kind of pipe fitting, you want to dry fit everything first, with exceptions. I know for a fact where this one's going. I can go put this in the ground. Okay, that's going to be the point of my first drain. I got to line up this 90 in my next trench here, going in that direction. What I'm doing now is taking my Sharpie and I'm marking the blue SDR pipe where the 90-degree fitting. Now I have to take my tape measure and measure towards the right side of that pipe an extra 1 3/4 inch to compensate for the white sleeve sliding over the blue pipe. So remember, the blue pipe always slides into the white PVC. I have to put all the rest of the pipe in and then start leveling the slope. So this here, I need to be able to twist this way or up. So I can't glue this one yet. Okay, well, it started raining outside, so now I had to bring some of my operation indoors. A couple things I want to point out, so check this out. The importance of this part here. I've already cut this pipe to length, so I know that my SDR is already to length. So how did I cut in my 3-way for my drain that's going to stick up out of the ground? Well, what I did was I took one of these and I laid it on top of my SDR, and I marked here and I marked here. Took my tape measure and measured over from that mark on over this side, 1 3/4 inch, and then 1 3/4 inch, because you got to remember this SDR has to slide into this fitting right here on both sides. When you start to install your vertical drains, you're going to need one of these tiny sub levels here, and the reason for that is you need to make sure this thing's level before you glue this to this. When you got it where you want it, then make a mark on the pipe and then right here on the fitting. So when you put your glue on both parts and you put them together, you know exactly where to line it up to make sure it stays level. This is for your vertical run. So this is going to be a vertical pipe that comes up, and that's where the top of your drain is going to be. So here's my highest point, my first drain, that's behind the shed. I then leveled across from the top of the concrete pad across and measured down to my pipe, and then measured the length of the pipe, and then did the 1/4 inch per foot rule. The 1/4 inch per what rule? You can't just put a pipe in the ground and expect it to drain on its own. You have to slope the pipe properly. So what that means is the rule of thumb for installing a drain is a 1/4 inch per foot slope. This way or this way, depending on which way your pipe has to go. You can't just put it in the ground flat. Every 12 inches, you go 1/4 inch of slope. So if it's a 4-foot pipe, that means 1 inch slope from one end to the other. An 8-foot pipe would mean 2 inches of slope from one end to the other, and a 10-foot pipe would mean 2.5 inches. Now remember that SDR 35 comes in 10-foot pieces. So every 10 feet of pipe, you're dropping or raising the pipe 2.5 inches. I measured from here all the way to that corner, and then calculated the rest of my 1/4 inch per foot rule according to the length of that pipe. This is really important if you want this thing to drain. Don't do all this work and pitch it the wrong way. You will be having a major migraine if that happens. Now I have to do this long straight run, which is great. No more turns for a while. It should get a little easier. As you can see, I figured my calculations out. I got most of the pipe in the ground now. As you can see, I did that long corridor right there, that big straight run. It took a while to do. Like I said, this is not a simple job, and a lot of figuring has to be done. So now what I got to do next is just go down the end where my sump basin is and connect the pipe to it. I'm trying to align my angled fitting right here to line up with my sump basin. So what I'm going to do is drill a hole right here where I marked it in yellow. You can see that yellow circle. Let me show you how to cut that hole. So what you're going to need is one of these right here. This is a multi-material hole saw with the bit there at the bottom. This was about 40 bucks at Home Depot. Just bought it. So if you never used a hole saw before, it's going to come in typically 2 pieces like this. So it's real simple. You just put this through here, screw it in, and there you go. You see how you get the tip right here? That's gonna drill into the material first, give you a nice solid secure point, and then the teeth will start grabbing. Remember, when you're using this, hold on to that drill with 2 hands because it can kick back on you. That easy. There we go, get a nice 4-inch hole there. And there it is, all installed. I got my SDR coming through my sump basin. FYI, if you haven't seen this video about me installing the sump basin last year, I ran this line all the way out to my street. The link in description. Okay, now for the fun part. Let's test it, make sure it's draining. This is my first drain, there's the water. To my next drain, and here it comes. Let's go to my next drain. There she is, still flowing. Last vertical right here. There you see the water. And there it is. Mission accomplished. The pipe is in, it's draining. There's my sump basin doing what it's made to do. It just ejected that water out to the front sidewalk area. So now what I got to do is cut the height of my riser so that my drain can actually work. So I'm going to measure down 1 inch from this concrete here, just 1 inch down, and then I'm going to cut my pipe to fit the drain at this point. Mark 1 inch below my grade here. I'm going to take my torpedo level, line it up at the top of that mark. There. So that's where I want to cut, right there. Well, to make life easier on myself, I'm just going to pull this back out. I didn't cut it enough. I got to cut this shorter. Okay, so what I realized after I cut my first piece was I didn't compensate for the 1 inch from here. So whatever you mark with your level coming across your grade, add another 1 inch down, and that'll compensate for the cover if you want it to be at a certain height. So that's what I just had to do. So I had to cut it twice. Now it's right where I want it. So bam, got that in. And now I can move on to the next ones and just keep doing this all the way down, and then I can fill in my dirt and just wait for my new grass. I want to point out something very important here, and that is making sure the dirt underneath your pipe is compacted as best you can. If you overdug your hole like I did, my trench is a bit deeper than needed. So what I got to do is literally manually put dirt down there. Like I said, you got to take your fingers and just get it in there. Keep compacting it until it won't go anymore. That's how you know all the dirt's under the pipe on both sides. And remember, do not shift the pipe. If you've already got your pipe draining exactly where you need it, you don't want to disturb it. So don't put too much dirt and raise the pipe, and don't put pressure down on the pipe, lowering it, because that's how you get a low spot in your pipe, and that's how you get inadequate drainage. Every 4 or 5 feet, make sure you have a good support source underneath your pipe. I got a brick right there, and I'm going to fill around it with dirt, and I've already compacted the dirt under it. So once again, just you want to make sure this pipe is not going to move. If it does, minimal as possible so it doesn't affect your drainage. This is a ton of work to do it wrong. It's not worth it. Take your time and do this part right. You won't regret it, because this drain will last for a long, long time if you do it right. That's it. Last riser's cut, drain covers are on, the job is done. All I got to do now is have my assistant fill in the trench for me, and we're good to go. Just so you know, all in, the cost was $340 for all the materials. If you don't mind rolling up your sleeves and getting a little dirty and digging some trenches, you can do this on your own very inexpensively. So get quotes from drainage installers, and then that'll motivate you to do it yourself. That's what happened to me. Hope you liked the video. If you got any questions about the install or anything else, hit me up, leave a comment. I will get back to you as soon as I can and try to help you out. Mother Nature tested. Check out that drain. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do.